Oh,
And
thank you, Carla. It's always wonderful to see you.
been a few weeks since you graduated from the ICBCH, the 8-week class. Of course, you are one of those students who was previously certified, so you have some experience, you had some experience with hypnosis prior to taking my class. So I'm actually curious if you could share your perspective for maybe hypnotists or hypnotherapists who have actually previously been certified, who maybe are lacking confidence or, maybe haven't practiced as much. What advice would you give them in terms of your experience of taking the class?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that question because I do think I have that unique perspective as somebody who has been certified. But I will tell you that for me, it's always been something I took very personally to keep my skills up to date. And so I tend to be an experiential junkie. I want to see other people's approaches. And I stumbled onto your site and your class, just thank you, universe. And truly, I will say this, that it was probably the most effective course I've ever taken of any kind, but specifically for my hypnosis skills, where I had felt I was out of practice, a little bit past the times. And it was such an incredible investment and such a small investment, really, in terms of what you were getting, to give me confidence to be able to share ideas with other people who were brand new to hypnosis. But the group itself was so amazing because of the cross section. You had medical professionals, you had people like myself who had just recently retired. It gives you, I will say this, and I mean this sincerely, your course gave not just the roots of what hypnotherapy was all about, how to be an effective hypnotherapist. It gave us the wings and the confidence to go be that, to know that we are that. So that's what I got out of the course, even as an experienced and certified hypnotherapist. Gave me a whole new perspective and excitement on moving forward in my career.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And if I could ask, for people who are considering for the very first time, they have a curiosity about hypnosis, or they have a curiosity about, adding hypnosis or hypnotherapy certification to a coaching career, or maybe as a psychologist or as a psychiatrist, or maybe even, medical professionals, doctors or dentists. What would your advice or what would your feedback be for them in terms of the class?
Take this class before you do another thing. Invest in yourself, and it's an investment you're making in your clients moving forward. It's funny, I have a friend who's a naturopath out in Colorado, and she's been interested in doing this. And I've said to her, this is the course that you want to take. It's such an easy add-on, and I hate to minimize it like that, but especially for medical personnel, it's a next natural step, because it really does take care of the mind, body, spirit connection that I think really genuine medical healers want to be able to give their patients, their clients. And they know not one thing is the right thing for everybody. This is right for everybody, hypnosis and hypnotherapy. I mean, there's almost without exception, this is going to be very useful and very beneficial and very healing for people. And so whether you are completely new to hypnosis and have no understanding of it other than that keeps coming up on my radar, or whether you are a professional in some way or another in the medical field, looking for what's the next jump in my career, absolutely check out Carla's course, because our group was such a hybrid. We had medical professionals, the retirees, the whole bit. And it was such a free-flowing range of information. And I will say that having those medical professionals on the call as students was so beneficial when one of us would be struggling to understand a medical term, understanding that. They were so gracious of their time. You collect people, Carla, and you collect people who genuinely are very interested in their own education, but more interested in helping the world in one way or another. They're really healers or givers, and I don't know how you managed to do it, but my gosh, what an amazing group of people we had in our class.
So one last question, and thank you for sharing that, because it was an incredible group. What would you say to people that are skeptical or hesitant about taking this type of class online versus in person? Because, some people are cautious about, well, does it work as well online as in person? So I'm curious to hear your perspective on that specifically.
I thought this model was absolutely wonderful for any number of reasons. I've taken classes in big auditoriums, and there's not a whole lot of engagement because people are kind of looking like, oh, I don't really want to be the one to speak up and say, I'm sorry, I don't understand that. I've taken smaller group trainings, and sometimes you still have that, but people feel perhaps, well, a little bit more eager. But I've also taken those classes where somebody's just talking to you for hours on end and saying, well, read this book and take this test. This online model where it's free-flowing exchange of ideas and people can see each other and you get to know each other and I think our class really likes each other. We still keep in touch. This is a wonderful hybrid model, and I can't stress enough for folks who are saying, well, I'm too busy to take it. You're home in your PJs. The only thing you have to worry about is the cats keep jumping up because they want to be part of it and they keep wanting to put their face on camera. If people are saying, well, it's too much studying. No, it's study at your leisure pace. And again, we had the Facebook group so we could bounce ideas off of each other. If people are saying it's too much money, the value you're getting out of Carla's course in particular, just from the sheer volume of resource material you get, the number of sessions you get, the length of sessions you get, I'm telling you, I've spent more to keep my cat alive, who then died, unfortunately. It's such an amazing value, and this hybrid model of online classes, this is so beneficial because people do feel much more comfortable being in their own space and being able to share with an exciting adventure with a group of people that are in it for the same reasons, just to make their lives better and to help the lives of others. It's a wonderful model. I can't say enough about it.
I do have one last question, and that is, what was your favorite part of the class? If you were to pick a favorite.
My gosh, we had wonderful resource material. We had guest speakers on particular subjects that we expressed interest in as a class. The Facebook group that we have, that we still utilize and will have access to forever, and keeping in touch with people. I have to honestly say that probably the people that were in the class were phenomenal. The confidence that I got, I just feel so wonderful about that. But to have an instructor that is not just checking off a box, yes, I did that class, I did this. To have you be so invested in our education, in our training, in me specifically, and I'm sure everybody would say the same thing. You were invested in me and want the best for me and my clients. I don't know how you pay for that, to get somebody to know that, yeah, they really want the best for you. They want you to succeed, as opposed to going to a weekend hypnosis course where, well, it's Sunday at 3, we're done now. Or some large convention, which, I'm sure have their place, but are they really going to follow up with you? Are you going to stay in touch with those people? There's something special, many things special about Carla Chalah and Hemisphere Hypnotherapy. It's you. and it's the feeling I get knowing that I'm on the right path and I'm going to be very successful, and my clients are going to lead happier, more joy-filled lives. I mean, that's what I got from your class. That's the thing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your perspective, AJ. I really, really loved having you in class, and this will be a wonderful testimonial for people just to gain some perspective or some idea of what the class is like, because it is a time investment. And I think, for people to know that it's a worthwhile time investment it's always different hearing it from somebody that's actually taken the class. So
I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was so wonderful. Thank you so very much.